Hey everyone from the Wealth Key channel.
How are you all doing? Today I'm going to dive deep into a topic that can completely change the way you deal with money. You know what the smartest move rich people make is? Pretending to be poor. Have you ever thought about that? You see a guy at the mall wearing simple shorts, worn-out flip-flops, a basic t-shirt. If you pass by quickly, he just looks like some regular guy who went out to buy bread or a worker on his break. But then comes the surprise. The guy owns farms. Has rental apartments generating income every month, money invested in multiplying investments, and even stakes in successful companies. He doesn't show up anywhere, doesn't flaunt jewelry or expensive watches, doesn't parade around in imported luxury cars drawing attention. On the contrary, he drives an economy car, eats at simple buffet restaurants, blends into the crowd without anyone suspecting. That's the master move! Looking ordinary, while behind the scenes having solid wealth and financial freedom that most people dream of having. And the best part, he chooses to look simple, even though he could show off. Why? It's not because he lacks money, it's because he doesn't need to prove anything to anyone. It's a smart strategy that brings peace, security, and continuous wealth growth. In today's video, we're going to explore this real phenomenon, why the rich pretend to be poor, the concept of quiet luxury versus empty ostentation, and how you can apply this in your life to save your money and build real wealth. To make it all more inspiring, I've highlighted 10 rich attitudes versus poor attitudes, with real examples from famous billionaires like Warren Buffett, Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, and others. These guys not only accumulated billion-dollar fortunes, but live simply to protect and multiply what they have. Let's learn from them and get motivated to adopt new attitudes that lead to financial freedom. If you like it, hit the like button now, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. And comment below, what's the biggest financial smart move you've ever seen in real life? Let's go! When we imagine a rich person, what comes to mind? A gleaming imported luxury car, a watch that glows in the dark, designer clothes with giant logos visible from 2 blocks away. That's what movies, soap operas, and social media sell as success. But look, real millionaires, those who built empires from scratch, often do exactly the opposite. They practice quiet luxury. They buy high-quality items but discreet ones without screaming status. Classic examples. Warren Buffett, the world's most respected investor, with a fortune of over $148 billion, almost $800 billion today, still lives in the same modest house he bought in the 1950s for $31,500. Until recently, he used a cheap Nokia brick phone and eats at McDonald's almost every day. Mark Zuckerberg, creator of Facebook, now Meta, worth over $180 billion, spent years wearing the same basic gray t-shirt. Now he's switched to black, but still keeps it simple, driving an affordable car like a Honda Fit. Here in Brazil, we have Luiz Barsi, the Brazilian Warren Buffett, with an estimated fortune of $4 billion, all invested in dividend-paying stocks. He makes over $1 million per day just from that. He started as a shoe shiner at 9 years old, from a humble immigrant family, lost his father early. But after becoming a billionaire, instead of yachts or luxurious mansions, he lives a super simple life. Basic polo shirts, functional house, no imported luxury cars. Why do these guys do this? Drawing attention is risky. It avoids robberies, envy, lawsuits, tax headaches, and above all, gives peace of mind. While the almost rich person finances a luxury car in 60 installments just to impress, the truly rich person focuses on freedom. It's quiet luxury versus empty ostentation, and studies show that those who spend the most on visible luxury items aren't billionaires, but the upper middle class, who want status to feel respected. Now let's go to the 10 contrasts, with famous examples to inspire you to change. Let's highlight 10 rich attitudes versus poor attitudes. Each one comes with examples from famous billionaires to show in practice how this works and motivate you to adopt new habits. Remember, these guys weren't born rich. They built everything with strategy.
You can too!
1. Daily appearance. The rich person dresses simply and discreetly, like basic t-shirts and regular sneakers, to avoid drawing attention and avoid opportunists. This allows focusing on what matters, building wealth. Example. Mark Zuckerberg wears the same gray or black t-shirt every day to save time on trivial decisions. He says this frees his mind to innovate at Meta. Oprah Winfrey, with $2.5 billion, prefers comfortable clothes without logos, saying that true luxury is simplicity. The poor person, on the other hand, flaunts designer clothes with huge logos to appear successful, even if it means credit card debt. Motivation. Adopt this and see how your energy goes to what generates income, not vanity. 2. Housing. The rich person lives in modest homes that meet their needs, prioritizing investments over visible luxury. Example: Warren Buffett still lives in the Omaha house he bought in 1958 for $31,500. He says he doesn't need more space to be happy. Bill Gates, with $130 billion, has a high-tech mansion, but spends more on philanthropy than on unnecessary upgrades, and lived in simple houses for years in the beginning. The poor person finances a huge mansion to impress neighbors, ignoring high maintenance costs and taxes. Motivation. Start by choosing affordable housing. Free up money to invest and sleep peacefully without debt. Transportation. The rich person uses economy or basic cars, avoiding envious looks and extra costs. Example: Jeff Bezos, founder of Amazon, $200 billion, drove a 1996 Honda Accord even after becoming a billionaire, only switched years later. Carlos Slim, Mexico's richest man, $100 billion, has lived in the same house for 40 years and uses modest cars. The poor person finances an imported luxury car in 1,000 installments just to post on Instagram, sacrificing financial reserves. Motivation. Think of the car as a tool, not status. Save and invest the rest in stocks or businesses. Luxury purchases. The rich person invests in expensive but discreet items, focusing on quality and comfort without loud logos. Example: Amancio Ortega, founder of Zara, $100 billion, wears clothes from his own brand, basic and affordable, and avoids ostentation, preferring high-quality jackets without visible brands. Chuck Feeney, former owner of Duty Free, donated $8 billion, traveled economy class, and bought cheap watches. The poor person buys bags or sneakers for $3,000 with flashy logos without having an emergency fund. Motivation. Focus on real value. Durable items give you freedom, not debt. Investments and income. The rich person quietly builds wealth, with stocks, real estate and dividends, prioritizing long-term growth. Example: Louis Barsi makes $1 million a day in dividends, but lives simply to reinvest everything. Elon Musk, despite extravagances like rockets, invests billions in companies like Tesla and SpaceX. Living in modest houses, he sold mansions to focus on Mars. The poor person spends everything on visible assets, without thinking about passive income. Motivation. Start small. Invest 10% of your salary. Like these billionaires, multiply your money in silence. So, what did you think of these first attitudes? Did they inspire you to change something in your financial routine? Comment below. Which billionaire example did you find most surprising so far? Buffett living in the same house or Bezos with an old car? Like if you're enjoying it and keep watching. 6. Negotiations. The rich person appears simple to bargain better, without the seller inflating prices. Example: Michael Bloomberg, $60 billion, has worn the same 2 pairs of shoes for years and negotiates hard in business, saying that frugality is intelligence. Ingvar Kamprad, IKEA founder, died wealthy, flew economy, and ate at cheap cafeterias to keep costs down. The poor person shows up with a Rolex and luxury car, becoming a target for high prices. Motivation. Adopt simplicity in negotiations. Save thousands and feel the power of strategy. Attention and status. The rich person avoids the spotlight, prioritizing peace and focus on goals. Example: Azim Premji, $20 billion Wipro, donates billions and lives modestly without extravagant parties. Richard Branson, $4 billion Virgin, is adventurous but frugal in daily spending, focusing on real experiences. The poor person seeks status all the time, posting perfect life on social media even while in debt. Motivation. Turn off vanity, gain peace and time to build something great. Friendships and networks. The rich person wards off opportunists by appearing ordinary, cultivating genuine relationships. Example: Leon Cooperman, $3 billion, lives simply and donates to causes, avoiding fake circles. T. Boone Pickens, died wealthy, was known for frugality and friendships based on values. The poor person attracts users by showing fake wealth. Motivation: be authentic, attract real people, and avoid headaches. Lifestyle inflation: the rich person avoids the Diderot Effect, not letting one expensive item require upgrades in everything. Example: David Green, Hobby Lobby, 7 billion, lives like a normal person, avoiding spending escalations. John Arnold, 4 billion, cuts personal costs for philanthropy. The poor person falls into the trap, buys a top phone and needs everything to match. Motivation: control impulses, maintain your standard and watch your wealth grow. 10. Satisfaction and freedom. The rich person prioritizes financial freedom, investing in peace instead of superfluous things, avoiding the hedonic treadmill. Example: Mitzi Perdue, Perdue Farms heiress, cuts her hair at home and avoids Starbucks, inspired by Buffett. The poor person chases more spending to feel like a winner, never satisfied. Motivation: choose freedom, live peacefully and achieve real dreams. These examples show that frugality isn't misery, it's power. Studies confirm the middle class spends more on visible luxury out of insecurity, while the rich focus on legacy. Watch out for traps. The Diderot Effect: like the philosopher who received a luxurious robe and changed his entire house to match, spending fortunes. Or the hedonic treadmill: you raise your standard from a $20 lunch to $40 and never go back, exploding costs. Billionaires like Buffett avoid this by reinvesting. You don't need to be a billionaire to start. Adopt simplicity to negotiate better, ward off fake friends, avoid loan requests, and gain peace. In Brazil, with high debt levels, this differentiates those who struggle from those who breathe easy. Get motivated by these famous people. They prove that new attitudes lead to real wealth. So folks, being simple isn't being poor. It's being strategic and intelligent. Choose peace over vanity, freedom over golden chains. You don't need a new iPhone, you need an emergency fund. You don't need a luxury car, you need passive income. You don't need to prove status, you need tranquility. Be inspired by these billionaires. They changed the world living like this. This game is open to you. Stop spending to impress and start building the life you truly want. Thanks for watching all the way through. If it helped or inspired you, comment below which famous attitude you'll adopt first. Zuckerberg's simplicity or Barcy's investments. And subscribe to The Wealth Key for more transformative content. Thanks, and see you in the next video.